I'm struggling, turning into day. Bubble wrap and shiny cars, I'll let them pass this time. No need to sleep, I won't get far. Just follow in the light.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I skipped the stream last week. Sorry about that. Had some things to do. Okay. Hopefully the sound is fine today. Let me know. Yeah, Snake. Hey. Let me know if the sound is fine. If not, I'll increase the volume and change the settings a bit. But I tested it beforehand, and it seemed fine, so it should be good today as well. I'll put on my tracker. So I decided to play only 50s this month because I need to print a bit. I'll be writing a blog and I'll get more into detail there. You can read it. I'll post it on. I'll make my first post after the stream. So yeah, because I need to print some money without variants, so I'll be playing 50s. And during the stream, I'll be playing 50s only as well. It's like I put a restriction on myself to not play hundreds this month, and we'll see how it goes. It should be fine, but yeah. Okay. Okay, nice. Table is visible. Everything seems fine. Let me know if the music is too loud, but it should be fine. Okay. So we have 2 regs at the table. Hopefully we get some fishes as well during the stream. I can flat here, I can jam. I'll jam, he opens a standard range. Okay, we're flipping. And we didn't get there. GG's. Okay. Okay, let's start another one. As always, guys, feel free to ask any questions about poker, life, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so last month was the first month in 2 years, I think, where I broke even, which was a wake-up call for me. I mean, a lot of things changed during that month. You know, January is quite a hard month to grind, you know, after the New Year's and the Christmas and whatever. And I had quite a high anxiety, so I decided to switch to playing during the day. So I think for 3 weeks, I only played during the day, and in the evenings I rested. And yeah, the field is way, I mean, not way harder, but the problem is that it's hard for me to focus. And I could not put in the volume necessary. I struggled, so I decided to switch back to night mode again. And this month is going well so far. Hopefully I keep it up. But yeah. So we have 1 reg, 1 fish. This guy seems quite loose. If he didn't shove, I would probably call, but good thing he did. We're really glad to see the reg bust, and we're heads up against the fish. Davis, hello, everything seems good with headphones. Perfect. Glad to hear that. Okay. Okay, let's fold. I would really love to open against this guy, but I don't want to stack off. And if he calls and then he shoves, it's complicated. I might have to reshoving is too high variance against this guy. Okay, so we're going to defend, and usually wide. Of course, we would not do that against a reg, but it's a fish. We completely missed, so we're folding to any aggression on any street almost. Okay, we're definitely not doing anything here. too many combos call us when he opens. Of course he can have, I don't know, 10-5 for example, but it's still, he's still calling with it. It would be really hard for us to get a fold. So, I mean, we might decide to bluff on the river, but I doubt that he's going to fold any pair whatsoever after we check back the turn. So, I mean, if he disconnect, then we will definitely bluff, but in any other case, we're just folding. Okay. Okay, he disconnected us all, but really small. Hopefully he folds. I mean, I could have bet one big blind. I don't know why I did 1.5, but it's fine. Okay, it sucks that if he shoves, I need to call because there's dead money here. So we're getting the odds, kind of. Let's hope. Let's hope. Ah, I need a 9 or a 3, please. If we bust this guy out, okay. If we bust, oh my god, he woke up. Please don't call. Nice. Okay, 3.5. This definitely indicates strong. So folding this. Okay, he calls good. Queens. This guy is unlucky. With ace queen to aces and with ace queen to queens. Can't get any worse than that. Okay, so he ISOs quite frequently, so I'll min raise. If he shoves, okay, nice, we got an in snap fold. Okay, let's just jam. Nasty spot for folding here. We were like, if he had 10 big blinds I would probably call, but now it's, I think, too high of a variance to call. Okay, let's again min raise. Hopefully we don't get shoved on. Nice. He disconnected again. Definitely just shoving. We want to bust this guy out and just get into a heads up. It's not really entertaining to play against a set out player during the stream, but money is money. Okay, good. Now if he shoves, we're calling. Okay, we're ahead. Okay, hold. Perfect. Great run out for us. Okay, 5 deuce. He seems quite aggressive with ISOs and stuff. I'll fold. Versus a more passive fish, I would definitely call, but his ISOs are crazy. He ISOs 50%. Okay, so if I had at least one big blind less, I would probably fold, but I'll defend right now. Okay, we missed the flop completely. I have a backdoor, but yeah, he's never letting me see the turn card for free most of the time, so okay, let's... He has quite with high frequency, but he's stacking off anyway, so at best I'm getting a flip. So I'm not a big fan of trapping deuces here in this particular spot. If I had 4s, I would definitely limp, but... Okay. He snap shoves. He doesn't shove that much. The snap shove is usually a no-brainer, so I'll let us go. Even though I could call. Okay, let's limp. We don't want to see an ISO of any kind. Okay, nice. We missed the flop completely, even though he folds nicely. The problem is this flop is one that fishes never fold almost. Okay, we check back hopefully to see some backdoors. Now we can call, we can realize our equity and maybe bluff in the river if we miss. Okay, so an 8 got there, 3 got there, so yeah, sadly we have to fold. An 8 would have been way nicer of a card. Unlucky. Yeah, this is with such a big frequency, I'll have to let this go. Okay, I think we need to stack off here. Never mind. Come on, give me something nice, something that I can stack off with. Good enough. Nice, we're ahead. Yeah, guys. As I said before, feel free to ask me anything about the school, about the tracker. If you want, if you're new to the stream, smstaking has Pure Tracker, which it's free. You can track your results. You can check it out. It doesn't have HUDs, but it shows all the EV, etc., etc. So okay, nice. We were quite ahead. Made probably some chips. Yeah, made 300 chips in EV from this game, from this particular heads up, which is nice. Okay, 2 regs again. Okay, let's fold. Okay, let's min raise. Okay. I wonder what sizing should I use, but with the club blocker, I'll use a smaller one. I could bomb it a bit more, or I could use even less, but I'll go in between. Gotta fold. Okay. Okay, let's use it as a bluff. Okay, we got a snap jam, so whatever. It didn't go through. Okay, this is a bit too loose to defend at this depth. So we're jamming here. Hopefully he doesn't have a strong hand, but there's no other option. Surprisingly, there's quite a few, and unusual high viewership at the Facebook, and there's not that many people watching most of the time, but okay, let's use a fold. Okay, I'll limp. We'll see. We can call an ISO with this particular hand. It's connected well enough for us to play out of position. Okay. Okay, let's bet with a gut shot, because calling won't be a nice option, and it hits our range quite nicely. So we should get plenty of folds right away. So, and did it happen? Okay, if he shoves, we're definitely calling. Let's fold. With 10-6 I definitely would call, but it's like the bottom of the range. Okay, we're flipping. We're slightly ahead by 7. Okay, I'm going to the toilet, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we got 2 fishes. Did not expect to see that for sure, but more than happy about it. Okay, so this guy limps. We have a suited trashy hand, but are willing to see the flop. Okay, yeah, one of those flops where we cannot participate if we get a bet. The problem is that if we hit a straight, we're really, I mean, if the 5 comes, we're definitely not improving, so we're just letting it go. There's no way we can bluff here. Okay, let's bet. So these 2 fishes seem quite passive. I might check. Yalnız şu kuşlarız. Kiek per mėnesį spilnus uluş. Okay, let's raise this a bit. Seems weak, so. Apie priklauso, apie 4000 dabar. Plus minus. Okay, so I don't think he has anything strong, so I'll bet really tiny, which is 80 chips, a bit less than 100. We want to get a crying call from a 4, a jack, or maybe a random 8 if he has it. But we were unsuccessful, sadly. Okay, I could ISO him, but we have a king. I would like to choose weaker hands, like, I don't know, jack 3 for example, whatever. Okay, let's time a bit and check. Okay, he leads with 1 big blind with a snap bet. I'll call. Now we'll see what he does. Okay, he checks back, we check him back again. Perfect, we win with king high. Hey, what, no name, oh, hey, what chip is enough in 10s to go 20 to 25s? So, it depends on which site you're playing. If you're playing on Winamax, I think it should be at least above 60, 65 maybe. But yeah, definitely above 60. Okay, we min raised, he called, so we're checking back and giving up. I don't want to be bluffing here. Random Jack 10's got there, he's never folding a king or an ace. So yeah, if you're playing on PokerStars, because they changed their breakback system quite significantly, and now the lower limits, right, got way softer, like 10s and below, right? So I think now you can definitely have 60 GPV in 10s. I think it should be possible, but maybe, okay, realistically, if you have 55 and I don't know, a sample of 3,000, 4,000 games, it would be safe to move to the 25s. On other sites, I'm not aware. Kiek stalų užkūręs dabar? Dabar tik vieną, nes streaminu. Šiaip 6 žaidžiu. Okay, so I could shove, but he's way too short. There's a lot of traps here that fishes like to play that way. But yeah, he seems really weak. Probably has, wow, deuce 3. So what did he have? Wow, wow. Okay, so the shove would have been really profitable. Okay, let's fold. This guy was passive. Now I regret not limping the 7-8, even though he's really shallow, but okay, good thing we didn't, I guess. Okay, perfect. We have even stacks. Probably one of the best fishes you can ever get. Really passive, really straightforward. Without a kicker, we're not extracting that much value by betting. There's not that many hands that we beat, that we get called by. Okay, now we're pretty confident we have the best hand. Okay, without a kicker, he's probably not calling with a 5 or a 4. Random flushes got there, random straights got there, so I'll check back. And wow, we just barely were ahead. But yeah, okay, I'll limp against this guy. Doesn't seem like a folding type. I'll check back. I don't want to. Okay. Let's bluff 2 streets. He snapped called us. Some of the draws missed, but yeah. Okay, I'll be really greedy. Okay, he hit a jack. There's no way we're folding this. Yeah, that's unusually greedy bluff where you should be just checking back, but that's fine. Still have chips left to take this down, so it's fine. Okay, let's fold. I noticed that during the stream I play a bit more loose and a bit more ego driven, where I play a bit too aggressive in spots where I should be just checking back or whatever, but yeah, it's fine. I got a fold from him, which is nice. I mean, free money. Okay. Few jams, we're re-jamming for sure. Nice, really dominating him. Hold, nice. Okay, we're heads up against this guy. He seems quite passive, so it's perfect. I'll have the audacity to limp here. We get punished for it. Okay, let's check back for sure. He doesn't play high VIP. Okay, we're stacking off here, but okay, I'll bet 1.5 because I don't want him to. Okay, this is a really nasty spot. I mean, check. I could have checked and folded, of course, but pot was quite large. He might call us with a random 8 or an S6 anyway, outbelieving us because the flush draw missed. But yeah, the other option was to just check call. The other option was to check and fold, which is probably the most rational way to play. But you are left with like really short stack, and it's a perfect spot for him to bluff, so I'm not a big fan of it. We have two regs again. Okay, let's 3x this. Okay. Wow, we haven't seen a flop yet. Holding all around. Oh, nice. Let's hope to see ace-9. Nice. Perfect. He should be pissed. Okay, we lost, but it's fine. We made the EV. That's what matters. Okay, let's fold. Okay, we're definitely just calling. Okay. I could call here, but I need to jam. I think so. I mean, I'm not certain 100%. It might be a call with some frequency, but because it's a suited ace, but it's not really well connected, so. Okay, nice, we're flipping. Probably the best outcome that we can expect, shoving 7-8. Okay, we got a fish, perfect. Okay, checking back. Hopefully it checks back around. If the fish bets, depending on the sizing, we might call one. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this particular turn. A lot of random straights got there. The regs range hits quite nicely. He definitely just doesn't donk on the flop with that high of a frequency. Let's bet really small. Hopefully he calls with us with a 9 or an 8. The reg seems weak, so we want to see a crying call from one of the pairs. If he raises here, that would suck. What is he really representing here? But he's not that aggressive. Or maybe, I have no idea though. The HUDs are outdated. Okay, if he has a 2 pair of flush, congratulations to him. Oh wow. Usually fishes don't play their flush draws that passively, but I could be checking back if I had a decent kicker, but I'll bet small here. Nice. There's a more aggressive fish. I would probably... Do you beat 50s without rakeback? I mean, I would, but there's no point in like calculating your profit without rakeback, especially like in Winamax, right? The levels are faster than on PokerStars, for example. So rakeback is like, if you're playing above like 50s and above, like you're like hundreds is impossible to beat without rakeback, right? No one beats them without rakeback. Like you can break even at best if you're absolute crushing it. But when you think about it, right, in 50s, my rakeback is, I think, €2 from a game, something like that, maybe a bit less, right? And to break even, you need to have, I think, 46.5 GPV, something like that. Pool, if you want to count pool EV, and almost no one, like, people have, if you're crushing the limit, you have around 50 GPV, right? Which means if you play above that, right? I mean, if you play full time, like you put in 120 hours, you play like 5,000 games, and you have 50 GPV, you'll make like, I don't know, 2,000 euros only, right? Only from EV. And with rakeback, you make like 8k. So there's a huge difference, and there's absolutely no point in you need to calculate your hourly rate, right? That's the best way to approach spin and goes, because hourly rate matters the most. It doesn't matter, like, let's say he plays quite okay, I'll fold. So let's say you're playing with, I don't know, 70 GPV in 50s or whatever, you're absolutely crushing it, but you're only playing like 800 games a month, right? So your hourly, and you're playing one table or two tables, your hourly rate will be like way less than someone who plays 6 tables with a GPV of, let's say 45. So yeah, it doesn't matter like what's your profit before rakeback, and all you need to do is calculate full profit that you get from rakeback, from all the bonuses, from everything basically. Okay, nice, we're completely dominating him. Fortunately, we lost, but it's fine, we don't want to play heads up against a reg. At 3 big blinds, it might be a shove, I'm not certain. Really, I need to study these spots more, what shoves and what not, but I doubt that 10-9 is a shove. I mean, yeah, it seems that Nash shows that it is, but okay, we lost. Okay, again, 2 regs. Let's open up. Okay, just for balance, I want to bet here, because we're betting this flop with really high frequency. Okay, he might get induced. We're definitely just, it's an easy call for us. Great turn card. It's about half a pot. He might still call with a 9. We want to be a bit balanced. We can do this as a bluff too. Like, I don't know, queen 10, jack 10 maybe. Okay, let's fold. I was kind of contemplating a check on the turn, but we want to try to get, I mean, maybe the checking back is the best option. There's not that many good river cards that pay us off. I mean, maybe if he has like Jack 10, like if he hits a straight on the river, we get paid off the full stack, which is nice. But most of the time, what will happen is that he will be too afraid to bluff, or if he's going to bluff, I'm not certain. Maybe checking back is still the best option, given the fact that we have, I mean, not the nuts, but we beat all the full houses. Okay, a limp. Okay, so I'm not betting this flop. It's hard to represent anything on this board. So let's bet now. Nice. Okay, let's bet. Okay, let's... Okay, if he even raises, I might shove. Let me check his stats. Stats are quite balanced, so shoving is should be profitable. And unfortunately, but we get called quite often by like Jack 10s, Queen 10s, Queen 9s, whatever that we're ahead up against, and we fold a big chunk of his range. So I think that shove is definitely fine. It might be more profitable to shove like bottom, king 2, king 3 and all of that, but we're just as fine. Okay, this is really close. It pisses me off that I don't know the ranges of shoving short stacks at like 3-5 big blinds from the button. Okay, we're stacking off. The question is, okay, never mind. We're not running quite well during the stream, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? I've been running I've been running really good past few days, so I definitely cannot complain. Running bad for a few games. Especially against regs, you know, it's more okay. Let's fold. Hi, how much buy-in rolls need for 25s? So, I mean, first of all, you should join the pool. If you're not playing into a pool, that's just stupid and increases your variance really high. You can join our pool if you haven't joined the pool yet. You can check it out at smstaking.com. You find all the info, all the fees and stuff like that. And it depends on which site you're playing on, because if you're playing on Winamax, it's higher variance, right? So you need a bigger roll. The swings can be way higher. If you're playing on PokerStars, I would probably feel really comfortable with at least 2,500, right? 2,500. It really depends on your skill as well, because the better you play, the less variance you will have, because your chip V is higher, you're winning more, etc, etc. So yeah. Okay. We might get a call from King Hyde, but wow, queens. Silpnas garsas, kaip leis pračekins. Okay, let's change the settings a bit. Okay, let me know if my voice is better now. It should be. I changed the settings a bit. I'm not sure how much it helped, but okay, this guy is really loose. He plays huge amount of the range. Problem is he's not shoving that much. He's mostly playing through limp, but I'm not willing to fold this at 11 big blinds. Okay, hopefully we hold. Nice. But yeah, for the roll, so on Venomax I would like to have probably above 4,000. 4,000 should be enough on Venomax. On PokerStars 2,500 should be more than enough. I'm not sure what to do here. Oh my god. Completely dominated. Yeah, definitely could have just called, but yeah. We would have got showdown and we probably have to fold anyway, but yeah. The graph of the stream today will be really horrible, I can tell. Not so bad yet. Yeah, the field is not definitely really kind to us today. Lots of regs, but I'm playing only one table, so it makes sense. We're getting covered, right? So it's just quite normal. Yeah, guys, for those that just joined the stream, feel free to ask any questions. I'll be more than willing to answer them, and yeah. Okay, I'll just jam. I'm definitely with 3-bet jacks here, but tens is like, it's way harder to play post flop. So okay, let's raise it a bit. I don't want to call an eyes over this particular hand. I don't expect to see any folds here. I'll bet one more street. Nice. Guess he calls almost with any 2 cards here, and it's really hard for him to float. I would definitely bet the same sizing with, like, I don't know, pockets, like kings, queens, eights, for example. Quite a good run out for us on the turn. If it was king or a queen, it would have been a bit. I would probably have to stop because his floating range gets there. It's hard for us. We're only repping an ace then, so yeah, it changed the dynamic of the board completely. Okay, let's bet. It's jam, I mean. Okay. Okay, let's be polar here. We block his shoving range quite well as a bluff, and we don't like. If we bet small, he's floating with almost 20 cards, he might decide to bluff, etc. We want to represent our top range. So... okay, this is probably a call, sadly. Nice. Okay, hold. Amazing. Okay, nice. Okay, so pisses me off that we don't see any fishes, but there's nothing I can do. I always say to myself that next stream I'll try to play more tables and see how it goes, but I never do. But I think it's like when I'm watching other people stream, especially spin and goes, right, on multiple tables, it's hard for me to track all the action, even though I'm playing. But like playing and spectating, let's say it's easier for me to play 6 tables, right? But spectating 4 tables at a time is way harder, because you're not the one making decisions, because you have a pattern, right? You have muscle memory in how to multi-table. But while spectating, you have no idea where the action is going next, and so on and so on. So it keeps it's way harder. So I think during the stream, playing 1 table, I mean, it's fine. 2 tables would probably be the most optimal, because there's always action that you can follow and it's not too much, right? So I'll try to fix my OBS and set it up for 2 tables at a time. Jei visas pūlas visą mėnesį undervy yra, ne tai mokykla dengia viską, ne. Pūlo svingai yra dengiami žaidėjai. Pūlas yra tik tarpininkas, ar ne, tai tipo. Tai jeigu pūlas ranina undervy, bet taip nėra taip, kad visas pūlas. Pūlas tiesiog lygina variaciją. Tai jeigu pūlas ranina EV, tai undervy, vis ta prasme nebus taip, kad visi ranina ten kosmosus. Tu vis tiek uždirbi, jeigu tu gerus rezultatus turi. Tiesiog problema tame, kad tu uždirbsi mažiau. Ir tam, pavyzdžiui, buvom pas mus, kad spalį, man atrodo, pūlas labai stipriai underina, ar ne? Nu, tai taip, visi mažiau uždirba. Bet praeitas mėnesis buvo vienas geriausių mėnesių ir pūlas ant 100 KU ranina. Tai visi labai papildomai daug uždirba. Tai mokykla tuo atveju nei dengia minusą, jie tiesiog tarpininkauja ir tiek. Okay. I was answering the question, I forgot how I lost my stack. Probably someone all in. I spaced out for a second completely. You know when you're driving a car and suddenly realize that you have no idea what you were doing, have no recollection what happened for the past 20 minutes, and you're just like, oh shit, how did I crash or whatever. It's really close to a call. I think maybe it might be a call. I'm so sleepy. Every time during the stream I get so sleepy, it's annoying. Okay. We got 2 fishes. Amazing. Okay, let's open it up with a big sizing. Okay, not really good flop. We want to see a king, a jack on a turn so we can barrel, an ace, and a queen. Anything would be nice. So we're betting small, and if it's a bad run out, we can stop, and if it's a good run out, we can continue. So that's why I use the small sizing on the flop. Now I'm checking back and giving up. There's no point in betting here. We don't have that many good cards. We might be just completely dead right away. So let's stop the aggression. Okay. I could be checking back, but I'll bet. Okay. We're definitely just calling here. Queen. Oof. Called it. Okay, just shove, make it easy. So we're only afraid of flushes. If he gets there on the river and he wins, it is what it is, but I want to keep his bluffs here intact, so great run out on the river. Amazing. He would have probably called anyway on the turn. It's weird that he didn't shove like the turn, but he shoved the river, which is really surprising. Okay, this is just barely out of calling range. But yeah, probably the first hand of the stream where we got paid off in full value and we had a good hand because we were running quite well the first games. Okay, let's check back. What a flop, amazing. The question is, do I want to, okay, I'll bet big right away. There's so many good cards that I want to inflate the pot. Okay, let's limp. Sunku vienam eks užsireginti šaltą, yra problemų. Nu, reikia adresą turėti. Kažkokia šalia. Visą profitą dalina pagal vį. Taip, ir tavo palei tavo bainų skaičių. Tai tarkim 10 mes apsimoka šokti į SM poolą, nes ten variacija nežmoniškai, tai žiūrėjau. Jo, tai aišku apsimoka, šiaip į poolą žaisti yra no-braineris. Visada reikia žaisti poolą. Tu realizuoji įvyk, kurio, pinigus, kurius niekada nepamatysi, jackpot ir panašiai. He ISO'd me, and if I had a 10 of clubs, but it doesn't make a difference. He has too many ace X's, he's way too passive. Doesn't have as many bluffs as people should. So I'll be conservative and fold. We will definitely find better spots to get value and so on. Okay. So we want to pot control as much as possible. We might bet on the turn, but definitely be checking back. Good turn for us. We don't have a really strong hand, so I'll bet 2 blinds here to get maximum value out of all the draws, but we have to bottom 2 pair. So we don't want to overplay it. I might just bet 1 street, yeah, because of runouts like these. If he donks, we're definitely just folding. There's absolutely nothing we can beat. we only beat random, I don't know, 6, 10 or whatever. So yeah. Okay, let's limp. Okay, we're betting right away. Well, betting 2 streets at least, almost to any turn card. Okay, good. I mean, decent. We should be able to fold all of his jacks, all of his 10s here. I'll increase the sizing a bit. Nice. He doesn't always do that as that frequently. We can play 100% of our range here. Even do 7, he seems like quite a weak opponent. What I mean by weak is passive. Okay, I'll bet right away. We have absolutely nothing. We have some random backdoors, but they're really weak. And okay, so again, the same thing. She should be folding. Okay, now even he might call us with a flush, but anyway, 7-3. Kuom skiriasi pinigai nuo chips one, kaip pinigai apskaičiuoja. Tai būtų gerai klausimus uždavinėtų angliškai, aš atsakysiu vis tiek. Yra pinigai skaičiuojamas palei CHPV. Tai chips one ir CHPV yra 2 skirtingi dalykai. CHPV tai taip, jeigu tu susidedi su tūzais prieš karalius, tai turi 8%. Ne? Tai reiškia, kad tu uždirbi vidutiniškai, jeigu full stackas 500 žetonų, tai tu uždirbsi vidutiniškai 400 žetonų nuo per handą. Na, tai CHPV yra 400 žetonų. Jeigu tu laimėsi tą handą, chips one bus to 500, jeigu praloši bus minus 500, ar ne? O su EV vis laik tu uždirbsi 400. Tai palėta, užskaičiuojamas ir spin EV. Paskaičiuoja reiką, pavyzdžiui, na max yra reikas 7%, tai reiškia, tau reikia 3-5 CHPV teoriškai, kad tu žaistum ant 0. Bet yra efektyvus reikas skaičiuojama. Tai spin EV yra visas, jeigu tu skaičiuojama nuo tavo break-even taško, ar ne? Tai tipo, jeigu turi daugiau negu 3-5 CHPV, tu jau uždirbi iš spin EV. Tai va taip. Jeigu tai paprastai paaiškinus. It would be nice if you kept the chat in English, because big chunk of our viewers are from foreigners, so at least that's what Twitch analytics show. We got a fold. Expected to get into aces, kings, or whatever, but fishes are unpredictable. Okay, we're crushing him heads up. Wow, he started just folding every single hand. Basically just giving money away for free. Wow. Is he waiting for aces or what? I'm expecting him to fold right now as well. Yeah, we took full stack of EV, so yeah, right in this heads up. Barely. Said no one is interested in English. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, even though they don't write anything in the chat, they still like send us messages on Discord, ask me personally questions and so on. So there's definitely English audience here as well, and because the smstaking is trying to attract people from abroad as well, is the spin players like in Lithuania are quite maxed out, so So that's why the streams are in English, and it's better to keep it only English. And it's not that hard to write a question in English, is it? Okay, sadly we cannot participate in this. The flop was quite nice, I wanted to play. Yeah, the regs are gone, which is nice. And yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, check out our software, Pure Tracker and PureGTO. You can both find them at smstaking.com as well. About the pool as well, about the staking deals, and so on. Everything is there. Okay, so I'm calling here for one street at least. Might have a lot of bullshit hands. The problem is, wow, what a big size. I mean, he snap bets. But a lot of missed shit, so I need to call here. Wow, same hand, what? Okay, so he overplays his hands completely. Okay, on GG, how much binds should I have to feel good? Depending on what limit, but I think you need a bigger bankroll. So, if you're playing on your own without staking deals and so on, 300 binds is probably, like, you're really comfortable. With 300 binds, you should be really fine. Of course, you can risk it and play with like 150. It's fine, I think, even with 100 binds. If you're in a pool, if you're not in a pool, then I mean you need way more binds. You need, I think, at least 600 binds to play on your own. Okay, so because he didn't, I'll bet big right away, and I'll jam the river because I want for him to fold his deuces and sixes. So that's why I want to represent. I want to get a fold immediately, but if he calls here, I want to jam the river too. But yeah, we saw how he overplays his hands, so his donks are probably really weak and need to be floated most of the time. Okay, so he overplays his hand. We're definitely calling here. There's no point in raising or whatever. Okay. The problem is now, if he decides to bet, okay, he doesn't. I don't know. I don't need that big of a sizing right now. I think 75. Okay, one of the worst cards. He donks a lot of his 10x's. We block all the draws. So, and sometimes we might win against Jack 8, for example, I don't know, but yeah, so we're not bluffing here anymore. Jack deuce, wow, what? But yeah, as I said, this guy's loosey-goosey eating a sandwich, like Daniel said once. I would like to ISO him as a bluff, but the problem is he's way too loose for us to be profitable in these ISOs. It'd be really hard to play post flop, like out of position, and I think a lot of bots are in spins because it's only 20 by easy for bot to play. Definitely, it's not easy. I mean, no, there's definitely. I mean, I'm not sure, maybe there's bots in like really low limits, but to be really profitable you need to exploit a lot because it's short stacked, right? So it's a higher variance. And okay, I'll jam, hopefully he folds, but so yeah, I don't think there's, I mean, even the lower limits, I don't think there's bots as well. Like if you're playing on reputable sites, like, I mean, Winamax securities, I'm not a bit shady. They don't put as much money into security as, let's say, PokerStars, right? If you're playing on PokerStars, you can rest assured there's no bots there for sure. They have really good security. I can give them credit for that. And I was investigated once, but I didn't cheat, so it was fine. Okay, he does not ISO, so we can limp. Yeah, he does. Okay, perfect. So yeah. Spinvy realiai kiek uždirbtum, jeigu nebūtų variacijos ir tu papuldai pagal tai ir išmoka. Tie, kurie yra overvy, kompensuoja tos, kurie yra undervy. Poolas yra spinvy, yra poolvy. Tai spinvy yra, jeigu tu sudėtum visus, tipo, jeigu tu išsuktum jackpotus ir panašiai, net, jeigu tu simuliuotum milijardą žaidimų, spinvy būtų tavo realus uždarbis, ne, nu, tipo, plus minus, ar ne, su maža paklaida. O, bet poolai išmoka ne visus multiplierius, tu gali įsidėti 100%. Ten jackpotą gali 20% įsidėti, 1000 tiks, 50% maksimum, ar ne? Tai poolai yra mažesnis negu spinvy. Šiek tiek, priklauso nuo saito. Winamax'ai didelis skirtumas, poolai ir spinvy. PokerStars'as yra mažesnis. Ja, taip, ja. Tai jeigu tu uždirbi running overvy, tu turi persist skirtumą, ar ne, nuo poolai ir priklausomai dar nuo poolai swing. Jeigu tu underini, tau siunčia pinigus. And flash spins, I think, very good for bots. I mean, even in flash spins, if you're like, I mean, I'm not afraid of bots. I've never like think there are bots in the games. As I said, maybe in the lower limits, but even then, it's just okay. I'll fold to this sizing. Even then, it's just I don't think you should worry about it, because if there are bots, still every single limit is easily crushable if you study at least. I mean, I'm talking about micro limits, right? And people show good results there no matter what, right? If it was bot infested, everyone would have way lower GPVs and whatever. But there's way too many recreational players for that to have an impact. But I really doubt that I think all the bot rings are in less secure sites, which, oh wow, what a big sizing. I'll call for sure. We'll see what happens in the turn. Okay, probably one of the worst turn cards, river cards, I mean, for us to call with. You know, all of his draws got there. But yeah, I think a lot more bots are in cash games on less reputable sites. Like ACR had that bot ring scandal, right? Or whatever. Where people were playing on apps like with multiple phones or whatever. So, but yeah, in spins, I don't think there's a problem with bots or whatever. At least as far as I know. I think Party Poker might had a bot problem a long time ago, but they fixed it, so. Let's fold. I'm not afraid of them, which is the thing is about sword spins. Yeah, I never heard anyone complain about bots, right? If it was a problem, you would have probably heard about it. I mean, I would have, right? Talking to different stables and regs and so on, like it would have come up eventually, right? The only problem that higher stakes spins have, people might be using RTA, right? So, but as far as I played, I never like really suspected anyone of using RTA. Everyone has their own type of playing, their own leaks. So, you know, I don't think it's a problem. I mean, maybe the higher stakes, like 250 and 500s, might have that problem. Maybe someone is cheating, right? But you'll never know for certain, and it's but I mean, the more you think about it, the worse it gets for you, right? If you let it go into your head, then you suspect that someone is cheating, right? You start to perform worse. So I'm not even thinking about it, like, ever, right? I never it crossed my mind that anyone would cheat or whatever. If he does, he does. Bots afraid of bots. Oh, nice. So we're heads up against the fish, which is really exciting. Okay, hopefully he shoves, but he seems to pull. He never shoved. I have 22 hands against him, and he just limps 100% of his range. So he should be folding way too much. Okay. I mean, there's not much to do here apart from shoving if he has better hands. He limped ace queen at to 3.5 blinds. I mean, he got me, so yeah. That's not how you play, dude. Limps again. Oh wow, he shoved. I would not be surprised if he limped 7-9, but ace queen at 3.2 big blinds. Okay, let's limp. Wow, Mr. Limper has some other moves. Okay, let's limp. From what limit should I start caring about GTO? Probably 10s. That's where regs start playing a bit GTO-like, right? But even in the higher limits, everyone is... You need to know the basic lines, right? And how GTO thinks and how to balance your strategy, so... You don't need to, like, completely learn it. I don't study GTO almost at all. I mean, I know how it plays and how it goes, but... It's definitely like, if you study a shit ton of GTO, it doesn't mean that you crush the limits, because you need to know how to exploit the fishes, right? So we're trying to, I mean, we're only trying to get value out of 5, so let's just jam. So yeah, but at 10s you can definitely start studying and solving hands. Even at 5s it's fine. I mean, the earlier you start the better, but you need to realize that GTO is not a good approach against fishes, at least most of the time, right? There are spots where you definitely need to use just standard GTO lines, but for most part you need to change the sizings and check backs and bets depending on your opponent's tendencies, right? And because fishes leak that much, right? They don't have a balanced strategy. That's where the money comes out, right? From exploiting them. Okay, unfortunate that we run into aces there, but what can you do? Diva, what's up, brother, man? Good luck, good luck. Thanks, man. Good luck to you at the tables as well. Okay, let's play this and one more game, and this will be it for today. Okay, let's ISO him. Because I noticed that after 1.5 hours, the viewership drops significantly. So I don't see big of a point to stream more. I'll check back. If I had a... if it was a lower pair, I would definitely bet, but protected. But now I'm quite fine. There's only like 2 bad cards for us. Now we can extract value out of wider range. So this guy always limps, never min raises, so I'll just shove. Hopefully he calls. He doesn't. I think more problems than play on one account per day on GG. Like, you check leaderboards how it's possible and how rooms don't do nothing. I mean, it may be that there's 2 players playing it, but you know, there are people on Winamax who are playing 20 tables at a time and pushing even larger volumes, right, on flashes. So some people just don't have life and they play like 24 hours, then they rest for 2 days and they play again. So it's not like it's impossible. Yeah, and you don't know the results as well, so... Okay, let's bet. It's a block bet. Okay. I mean, if he has a 10, good for him. Nope, we got a fooled. But yeah, like these 1.5k games, some people are just freaks, you know? GTO show most EV lines. They show, like, you need to realize that GTO is created as perfectly balanced strategy, right? If you put 2 players who play perfect GTO, they will break even. No, not even a single one in the long run will profit, right? They will be net zero, right? And when you're playing against someone who's unbalanced, not as balanced, you're winning money, right? Because you're better balanced, you cannot be exploited. But when you're playing against the fish, you don't need to be worried about being exploited, right? You need to exploit the fish because he's leaking. Because he's leaking, right? So the most EV line, right, of GTO solution is against someone who's playing GTO, right? Not against a random person that's playing his own strategy that he just created, I don't know, randomly, right? Like this guy, right? He overplays the ranges completely, right? And which means he doesn't hit this board very nice, right? So where you could bet really huge sizings against reg because the reg's range hits here way nicer, right? This is not a case for against this guy. So now I'll check back. But yeah, are preflop charts created using GTO tools? Yes, they are. GTO preflop charts are based on, like, there are GTO charts and there are exploitative charts as well, where some charts are created based on fish's tendencies, right? From a big sample of hands, but GTOs are just basically mathematically calculated ranges and are used against other regs, right? People who are playing it. But yeah, if you don't deviate and adjust against your opponents, if you don't deviate from GTO to adjust, you're basically just losing money. You're not as profitable as one can be. Because if you put perfect GTO bot in 50s, let's say, right? If you play the same amount of games with the same amount of games, and with the same amount of, like, with this completely same hands, right? I would play them, and the GTO would play in the current field, right? With fishes and so on, I would have better results than GTO, just because there's so many fishes. If I would have to play only against regs, the GTO would have better results, right? But the moment the fishes are in the equation, it changes completely. So I'm betting the turn to try to extract value from a 7 and 8 and don't get a bet on the river. Now we just check back. Hopefully we're good. He had a 9-8, so we did not expect to fold this on any street. The real question was, I basically autopiloted the bet on the flop, which was probably not necessary, and playing to delay is better, but anyway. Okay, let's check back. Okay, let's limp. Okay, he folds really nicely, right? We don't have a kicker, so this is a GTO standard check back, and I'll do the same because he folds really nicely. If he didn't fold a lot, I might bet, right, that GTO would never do. We don't have a kicker, there's not that much to extract value out of, I mean, worse hands as we call us. So I'll bet one big blind and check back the river. Show me a deuce or an 8, a jack. Okay, good. So GTO, for example, might have checked the turn, right? But because if a reg sees one big blind bet on this type of board, he will punish me, right? He will check raise me because I'll be weak, right? I'm not betting really strong hands with that amount, with that sizing. But fishes don't understand that. That's why I can get off with betting one big blind for protection and for value as well. 160. It's a bit too much. I'll just min click. Oh, amazing. But yeah. So yeah, the same spot, right? Where GTO might have just shoved the turn. I just bet small and trying to get more value out because fishes don't realize that. So but we're talking about regs and fishes, not just fishes. So GTO, I mean, GTO can beat fishes, that's for sure, right? But it's, you can crush them way more by playing exploited with poker, right? If that was the case, what you're saying, no one would make adjustments and they would just flat out play, right? In GTO, right? They would try to concentrate as much as possible into GTO. So, like, you can ask any single reg, right? And they will say the same thing. The highest stakes regs, they will play exploitatively against fishes, right? The best of the best, right? It's just a no-brainer. So, I'm just saying that if you're playing I'll lead out right away. I want to inflate the pot a bit. I'm not sure how comfortable I'm here betting one. I don't think he's calling me with that wide on the river, so I'll just check back. He might have some hidden straights, flushes, etc. Aces even that they're beating me. Random this, yeah. So how long will it take to get a good rig back there on the max playing 50s flashes? I mean, for 50s flashes you need at least red diamond 3, which will take you a long time. A lot of games you need probably like 60,000 games for the best tier you can probably get for 50s. So that's quite a lot. You will be like 50s and flashes. They always have regs. It's really, you need to compete a lot, and they won't give up the field easily. It's funny if you think you can play better than GTO. I mean, I can make better decisions against fishes than GTO. GTO does not take into account the fishes stats, right? So like, so is it worth looking at the charts if I play low limits 2-5? Yes. Like, if you're in low limits, you're beating them just by knowing the charts, right? Pre-flop charts. If you know the charts correctly, like if you blindly follow them and you're like not doing random shits at the post flop, you're profitable instantly in the small limit. So you need learning the charts is the most important part of spins in the beginning. It's funny, like, dude, as I said it multiple times, you're not thinking about it the correct way. You don't understand why GTO, how is GTO used, for what purpose, right? And what all the strategy is about is just perfectly balanced strategy, right? It's a net zero strategy against someone who plays GTO as well. Is it better than fishes? Yes, it is. You will be making money against fishes, but you won't be making the maximum amount that you can get while playing exploitative poker, right? Making the correct adjustments and so on. Thinking about checking back and letting him bluff, but not sure how. I've just thought about the GTO too much. Okay, so this is the last game of today. This will be it. Yeah, after the stream, I'll do my first blog post on smstaking Discord. You can check it out as well. Great. Yeah, so I'll post monthly my graphs as well. I'll go a bit more into detail about my progress, results, and so on in there, because people are probably not really aware of like how good or bad I am, right, at this game. I think it will be a better approach. Okay, I think he's overfolding, so shoving here is fine. But yeah, let's say, so if you're still here, like I can give you an example. This guy plays 62 VPIP, right? He's basically underplaying the hands. So if you're ISOing him with the same frequency as GTO is, right, you're putting in way too many bluffs against him, right? Which means your ISOs are not as profitable. So basically, okay, he's crushing us. GTO would have not, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, you play GTO 90% of the times, it's not even close. It's not even close. 90% is, I mean, 50% might, maybe, yeah, but it's definitely not 90%. You make really hard adjustments. You make calls that you would never, GTO would never, and so on. Anyway, so yeah, so this is it for today. Let's check the graph. I don't think it will be really anything special. Oh wow, okay. So yeah, this is the graph. Let me refresh it one more time. So we started off in the negative, but the last few games made us profitable. We played 15 games with 77 GPV. We made around 40 euros in pool EV and with 20 euros from Rigback. So we're in profit about 70 euros, which is decent for an hour's play, right? The hourly rate is nice. Anyway, thanks for joining the stream. As always, I'll stream at the same time on next Thursday. And yeah, I'll write my first blog post. You can check it out on smstaking in probably like 10 minutes or so. Anyway, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for asking the questions. for putting in discussions, right? But yeah, there's the last one question. How break-even chip is calculated? If you have 6% rake, then it's 500 is 500 times 0.6, 30 chip even to break even. Yes, correct. But it's only if you count the rake, not effective rake. Effective rake is higher because a lot of the money that you pay in rake goes to the jackpots, right? And the big multipliers, which will you probably never see, like jackpot, right? So the effective rate, for example, in Poker Stars is probably like 6.5%, if I remember correctly, right? Which means you need maybe 7%. So you need 35 to break even, or maybe less. In Winamax, it's way higher, right? Instead of 35 chip EV break even, you need at least 46 in pool EV, right? So it's way higher. So yeah, but that changes just from side to side, and the more basically the more money goes to the jackpots, the higher effective rake is. You can calculate that with Swang Sim, I think, but it's a free program. You can put all the simulations in of the chips and whatever. It's called calculates the swings and all the possibilities. Anyway, okay. Good luck at the tables, guys. See you next week, and goodbye.